Guys, welcome to episode 4 of the Red Match Podcast, the podcast where we think we're going to talk about cars, and really it's Timmy and Chris drunk in Timmy's garage.
What up, boys?
That's today's episode.
Yeah, right.
Never mind the fact that we spent the entire last episode talking about form versus function and the one prior to that, and today all we're going to do is have Chris install a wing that doesn't serve a purpose on his Marrow. What's good, boys? What's good?
What up?
How's everybody doing?
So if anybody's
Rick?
listening to this right now, Tim and Chris are also live on Instagram doing this, and I'm on there as well, watching them hopefully correctly after 2 or 3 beers.
Hopefully it's straight.
Install carbon fiber wing properly, and not get his car up.
Yo, Chris, can you turn down the live stream on your phone? Can you turn the volume of the Instagram feed down on your phone?
Turn the volume down.
Turn the volume of the feed down on your phone, Chris. Turn the Instagram down on your phone because it's feedbacking into the pod. Yeah, should be good now. That's what's up. So yeah, the audio coming from the boys in the garage might be a little shitty because they're in a garage, but we're trying something different for this one. We've done. By the time everybody listens to this, obviously anybody live streaming right now knows what's happening, but by the time you listen to this, we'll be 3 episodes deep. The last one got a little heavy on the back end. Talked about some serious shit, so we thought we'd lighten it up. Just kind of hang out. Nothing too serious. Maybe a little shorter. We'll see how it all goes. But yeah, we're trying to do something chill, and we kind of want to know what you guys want to see from us in the future, right? Like I think everybody's got a pretty good idea of what we're about at this point. And what do you guys want to hear us talk about, right? No more than the normal ramblings.
What do you want to see on the channel? What do you want to?
Yeah, we're in talks of doing some install videos. Obviously, we're going to be following along with Chris and Tim while they install that wing today. But we want to know: do you want to see more install videos from us? Do you want to see tech tips from us? Just this morning I was adjusting the preload on my suspension, trying to get rid of that knock, which didn't fix it. Sweet, awesome.
It's coils, bro. It's life.
It's trial and error, and
you tell me that,
will always make noise.
Not Chris's.
Make noise.
No, okay, they haven't been broken in yet.
I would argue he's put more miles on his than I have on mine because I put my suspension in and then COVID hit.
I for like 3 years.
Fair enough, but he doesn't put drive miles on it, whereas you have.
Yeah,
he puts cruise miles, which is a difference.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mostly though, from day one though, mine have made noise. I mean that they've
Have
always
they?
made, yeah.
I've driven Mike's car a couple times. Yeah, they've made noise.
Yeah, no, I've heard, dude. I remember when we took shots that last time, and we were at that night spot, and like Mike just like got approached to that ramp, and it was like clack clack, and I was like, for real, dog? Like, is that what it does all the time? And and you have way nicer suspension than I do.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that I could really think of is I know the guy that I bought him from was changing out springs and all stuff. So maybe spring rates are different, and maybe they should be different. But I mean, they're all installed correctly. It's all torqued down. It's all like there's nothing loose on them. They just make noise.
That was the first thing.
Articulates.
Oh, Chris has something he would like to contribute. Go ahead.
Mine don't make noise.
Fuck up.
Yeah.
You don't drive it like I do.
I drove it down to LA and back.
So?
Yeah, Highway 5! Highway 5!
Okay.
Straight!
Let's get some drives in there. Let's get some actual compression.
To be fair, Chris has been on a drive that I didn't go on. I didn't go on because I was hammered and I was hungover. Shit.
But still, it's gonna take a few drives, and I promise you, they will start making noise. Like,
dude, like, okay, prime example
noise
is
like
performance. Older GT3s. Older GT3s, I know for a fact make
newer
like
GT3s
they make
too.
And yeah, tight cornering, those cars, they just make noise. It's the spring rate. That's just at lower speeds and angles. That's what they do.
And it seems like it's when I'm uneven, when I'm uneven on right. So like I have a hump coming out of my street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I hit it, it's clack clack, and then I mean it's not that loud. Like I'm exaggerating, but like it makes that noise, and it drives me nuts because I feel like I'm trying to have the car be super clean. And that noise just like eats my soul. You know what I mean? And
Fair
like I
enough.
know you fire up a Porsche and they smoke like a motherfucker. Like I know
Yeah.
brand new 911s. Dude. I don't know if you were there. Oh, you guys weren't. Was Timmy there when I tried to drive the chalk white Carrera
Yeah.
T? Yeah.
I was out for 3 months because the sales department kept saying it was smoking.
Yeah, and it was like that's just what they do. You let them sit for more than like 3 days, and that's what they do, right? They just smoke like a motherfucker until
Right.
Uh-huh.
So
because
like,
it's a boxer and the oil sits and all this shit or whatever.
right, exactly. So you expect, you get that kind of performance out of a car, and you let it sit for a couple of days. You spend, $150,000 on it, and yet it'll smoke. Also, it's gonna fucking make pops and noises when you go around corners at low speed. Like, no matter what you spend on a car, like, it's gonna make noises if it's meant for performance.
And I think there's definitely some credence to that. Yo, Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Do me a favor, mute your mic until you're ready to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Discord is feedbacking. I'm just trying to keep as little. I'm trying to basically make my life easier on the back end. Is what I'm really trying to do. So I have to try and edit all that shit out.
I want to edit all that shit out. Ah.
Yeah, I don't want to. There you go. When you guys ready to chat, just unmute and you'll be gangster. Cool. He's like, all right, great. You can work the Instagram to me and see how much quieter it is now.
Fair enough.
That like
yes.
everything's chilling. Perfect. Love it. And
Instagram is popping though.
that's good though. No, that's good. We appreciate your guys' engagement. Obviously, you'll be hearing me appreciate your engagement a week and a half after the fact, but like, good looking out. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting to me because this is obviously something we all decided to do relatively off the cuff, right? It wasn't like there was a whole lot of
definitely
thought involved. If anybody
Couple
wants to know
weeks.
this, yeah, the story of Rev Match was really pretty straightforward. It was Mike wanted to start a side hustle, right?
Yeah.
Because we're all regular working stiffs, and more money is more money, more money.
I want car parts.
Right. Whatever.
Car parts.
And he's like, yo, we should sell shirts and we should do this and we should do that. And we kind of had the conversation over beers like, well, if people are going to buy our shit, like we need to give them a reason to buy it. Right? Like there needs to be a reason why they want our stuff to begin with. And, if there's some buy-in to the group, if there's some buy-in to who we are and who the brand is, like maybe we should figure out what it is we're selling more than a t-shirt, right? Like build the brand a little bit. And that's kind of how, and over beers, it devolved from talking about that to just talking about cars. And then Chris brought, what's up?
I agree with the whole building the brand thing before we actually commit to t-shirts and anything. We got to get people in.
Yeah. No,
Absolutely.
100%.
No, for sure. Absolutely. And I mean, it was Chris's idea. The whole podcasting was Chris's idea, really, right?
Yeah.
Like
100%.
we were sitting around a brass tap, and the conversation devolved from making money off of a brand to, I mean, like full transparency. We're not trying to hide anything. We wouldn't be putting this much time into anything if we weren't trying to get it somewhere. Get out of here with the Carbone, dude. The Cabrone.
Oh, that car.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Fire.
It's gonna be crooked. We'll get there.
Cops on fire. Crabs on fire. Yes, everybody's seen that. If you have a car, you've seen that video by now. But it was Chris's idea, right? The whole thing was like, yo, this is a format. Like this, us sitting around bullshitting, talking about cars is a format for a podcast. And audio and technical issues aside, which is kind of what we're having right now, and nobody who's listening will ever know that that's what we're dealing with because I'm doing my best when it comes to that, even though everything's being stupid. Yeah, I mean that's really what it boils down to, right? We want to do something ground up. We want you guys to follow us while we do it. We want you guys to be a part of it from the start. It's funny, dude. We talk about like what does it cost to build a car and what does it take to build a car. Have you guys seen Throttle's Evo that they're raffling off?
The blue one?
The blue one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That thing is gangster, bro.
Did you see the video yesterday about the cost?
I see. Okay, I saw it on YouTube. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I remember them building the STI. The STI we talked about last episode,
Yeah.
and like dude, they put some cash into that STI. Like, I can't imagine
Bro.
what that Evo cost.
They bought the Evo for $30. There's an $8,000 paint job on it.
Whoa!
It's a
They bought that
six-figure
car for 30.
8,000.
They bought it for 30. It's a 55,000 mile Evo.
Okay,
8.
see, that strikes
I
me
don't
more
care.
than
You
the
bought
paint
that for
job.
30?
What'd you say, Johnny?
That strikes me more than the paint job. They bought that for fucking 30?
Yeah.
Saying like what?
And it had
mean,
no rear, it had
$8,000
no
paint
interior.
job.
And they bought it for
$8,000 paint
30?
job is nothing.
Yeah. No,
Like-
in terms of to your point, in terms of a good paint job, $8,000 is not a lot of money, right? Like,
No, it's not.
yeah,
No.
this is why people wrap their cars for $5,000 because it's cheaper than $8,000 for a proper
Yes.
paint job. Spoiler alert. Sorry if that ruins your feelings, but like
Yeah.
that's what it is, right?
I
Paint
don't really
jobs
care
are
for your feelings. Like, that's just a fucking fact.
No, paint is expensive.
Sorry.
Paint is expensive. Good paint is expensive, and if they're charging you $9,000, it's worth every penny. Because look at how good the cars look when they're done, right? But so wraps
Or
are a
let the wear and
budget.
tear share.
Yeah, wraps are still a cheaper alternative. Like even at $5,000 for a full body wrap with door jams, like that's less than a nice paint job.
Well,
Chris
I
has
mean,
something to say. I
just-
can tell.
Let the wear and tear show. Like, fuck it.
Patina it, right? But I feel like you can pull patina off on an older car. Like on a newer car, it just looks like your car's a piece of shit.
You have to do it right. Definitely.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we had
yeah.
remember that the GT3 that came to work. Johnny, I
Yes,
know you
with the
remember.
wrap.
Alex, I don't know if you were. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah,
car.
the golf wrap, the
Yeah,
weathered golf.
yes,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
Yes.
like, It was cool, but like you to your point, like the newer cars, like it doesn't really
There's nothing
work.
ratty about that car, and it's like
Right,
a brand new
like-
GT3. So it's
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? Like,
Well, and then knowing that
what
the
is? Wait,
customer
oh,
didn't
are you
really...
talking? Is
Oh,
he
geez.
talking to Instagram or is he talking to us?
I
Tim, you're catching
He's
hell?
bleeding.
You
He's
got a
bleeding.
boo-boo?
We have blood
Wait,
already.
let me see. Wait, no.
Wait,
Pause, real
Did
quick.
he?
Let me see. Give me.
Give
let
him
me
a
see.
Finger back up.
I mean, I already put a Band-Aid and everything on it, but I cut my whole finger open. You know that.
Dude,
How did you cut your finger open putting a wing
He
on?
probably looked at the tool, and then it sliced him open.
That's
Here,
a body puller.
Trim,
It just-
like
I don't
you take
just
it off with
jumped
the
out
flathead
and bit him.
screwdriver. Like,
No, that's a right. No, they even better than if that's the right tool for the
hey,
job.
that's what I'm saying. Like, how did you hurt yourself?
Most people hurt themselves using the wrong tool.
With a flathead screwdriver.
You
but
hurt
you had
the right
yourself
tool,
with
so
a
explain
fucking
to me how you-
plastic tab.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
Okay. Also,
is
by the
why
way,
you're
if
not
anybody is
attacked.
listening to this, Tim and Chris are at
Are
least
loaded.
2 to 3 805s deep, and probably at least 2 massive bowls of marijuana into this. So
Listen, I am 2 claws and 3 tall cans of hazy in right now, and I would still not do that. So I don't take that as an acceptable
That a boy.
reason.
So hopefully Tim and Chris put this shit on straight, and
Well, I'm betting it's crooked.
We can't hear you. You're
yeah,
on.
we can't hear you. You're far away,
just, yeah.
I'm betting it's crooked.
or I'm betting something gets over torqued and the thing cracks.
Yo, if you guys can hear me, serious, legit, put tape down and line stuff up before you final cinch it, please, because that thing will not line up properly the first time. 100. Look, they're talking to each. You can see, like, what do we do? I don't. What do? Love you guys. You guys are
Wait.
doing a great job. Proud of you. Super,
Nice
super
ass.
proud of you. Yeah, great. Got that whap. Timmy got that whap.
Whap whap, yeah, girl.
Oh man.
That's what happens when
Follower
Timmy
count.
hangs out with the black milkshake over there. You know.
Hey, just
Oh
an
wow.
FYI, you should probably tune your Instagram camera down a little bit because you can't see any of you guys.
Your
You should
Instagram
turn
camera.
your Instagram camera down a bit. I can't see you. I can't see you.
Y'all can't see me. I'm glad that
See, you can't even see his ass.
this is the most like ridiculous episode ever. I don't care. This is an absolute shit show, but it's great. I love it. I can't explain to you. We're all the way live, baby. I'm
As
trying to
far
see
as
if I can.
topics, all right, let's see here. Would you rather do suspension, or would you rather put money into engine-wise, like?
I mean,
It
yeah.
depends.
Like, I mean, that's a good topic. Like,
Yeah.
And it depends on how much money you spend on your car. My suspension is fine. So,
But we didn't spend
Dude, like,
$60,000
okay,
on our cars though. So
question. So those springs that were you said it was a 1.6 and a 1.8 negative
Yeah, let's
drop.
get
So
back
is
to that.
that
Let's get
is
back
that
to that real quick.
full drop, or is that like you put this on and that's what it starts with?
no, it's a range from 0.6, I think, or 0.8 to 1.6 for the front, and from like 1 inch to 1.8 for the rear.
Okay,
I'm
because
gonna try and bring it up right now.
you need
So
like an
everybody-
inch.
Wait,
Like,
for
you
camber?
need an inch
Yeah,
all the
I
way
know.
around.
No, for total drop.
Mm.
So for so for everybody watching, this is what Timmy's talking about. So it's a
is
KW
that-
it's a KW suspension kit. So to the last episode, which people will hear before they hear this one, Timmy's got adaptive suspension. You don't want to ruin that by pulling it out for like coilovers and nonsense or whatever.
Yes.
And yeah, so it's just a thing of like, just have a situation where you can keep that shock and all that good stuff and keep it legit, right? So he's thinking about doing that, but Mike's question is obviously it says it has a 1.6 rear, 1.8 front. Is that what it was?
No, other way down. 1.6 front,
1.6 front, 1.8. Well, yeah, because usually it's a little like right.
Yeah.
That's up to, right? So you should be able to set it to stock height and then drop it. So I think I'm at
Yes.
like an inch and a half in the front and then like in 1.6 maybe 1.7 in the back. Most cars are raked a little bit for obvious reasons, and also
Yeah.
visually,
It's appealing.
and if you've never lowered a car before, your front fender line is always higher than the rear because the front wheels have to turn. So
Correct. Yeah.
if you want it to look stock, if you want it to look level visually, your front is technically lower than the rear. It's always going to be in order to get that.
I'm not crazy low. I mean, I think I'm only 1.2 all the way around from factory. Maybe
Yeah.
an inch and a half after it's settled, if that. But like, it's not crazy. at
My
all.
shit's pretty low.
You're tucked. You're
Yeah, I'm pretty
So-
low.
The last 2 episodes have been like form over function, right? So
Which is
can
ironic.
I mean, but the
either
thing
of
is, like,
you go to the snow. Can you drop some winter tires on and actually go handle snow? Whereas, like, I've left my car stock as far as suspension wise, dropped on some nice ass fucking winter tires, and I can.
Oh,
pop through some shit.
I'd have to jack my shit up. I'd have to like
exactly.
pull wheels
so
off,
it's like,
raise my shit up.
form
Yeah.
over function.
see, I wouldn't have to do that because it's relatively the same height.
Yours
and
is- yeah.
I have a set of winter wheels in the garage up on. The
No,
little
right. Your
thing.
suspension was lowered at one point in time, Mike. Just to
So yeah, the
reference that. Yes.
VCs were too low. The
Yes,
VCs were
you
too low.
had your suspension lowered at one point in time.
Oh, the
and
wing came
then-
off.
Oh shit!
There was a lot of popping and yeah.
It's supposed to be that way from
That's-
experience.
Those noises are normal. Don't worry, you're
yeah,
fine.
from experience, you're fine. But yeah, nonetheless,
probably have to
so
swap all
Mike
that
had his
hardware
car lowered
You're probably they are playing.
way
so
more
we'll
than
have to figure that
what
out.
it is now, right?
Yeah.
Different style suspension.
Yeah.
Upgraded that to remote reservoir style suspension system.
Oh, jealous.
Raised it back up to factory height, basically, and the car will actually outperform almost anything in the corners just because of the type of suspension. So it's not necessarily about lowering your car and getting it as close to the ground as possible.
No,
It's about having the right style suspension for your car.
Oh yeah,
it's like a multifaceted problem, right? A lower center of gravity is always going to
100%.
benefit you in the corners, right?
Yes.
But there is like,
A
and like, dude,
balance.
if you've ever like built a car in fucking Forza, it tells you this shit when you start talking with Right Eye.
yeah.
If you slam it, you lose suspension travel, you ride on your bump stops, you bottom out, and it causes instability mid corner. If you hit any kind of bump mid corner, the car is gonna it's not gonna be happy, right? So there's a balance. Like you don't want you don't want to slam it. I'm pretty low. I am not what I would consider it slammed, just in the sense that like I can drive straight over a speed bump and
Right.
nothing catches. Right?
Ryan,
Nope.
He means crawl over a speed bump.
Fair.
Like
Fair point.
Pause. We're coming down.
yeah.
Big
Still go
resonator
straight.
doesn't hit, dude. Like my resonator's like this big and is the lowest point of my car. It doesn't scrape.
Hey, that's impressive to be honest with you though, because your car is low. I mean,
It's
out
low.
of everybody,
It's the
yours is
lowest
the
out of the
lowest.
group.
It is the lowest, and it wasn't even on purpose. You know what? Here's the thing: when Kyle helps you install your coilovers, shout out to Kyle, you end up with a low ass car.
Yeah, facts, bro. Although, dude, his GTI is pretty slim.
His GTI is
Like,
dummy clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. That GTI.
I'm just gonna.
You gotta
I gotta
put his
say,
GTI.
for performance, Chris is.
Yeah, can we fucking drop a link into Kyle's GTI? Like,
I'm gonna bring his GTI up here in right now in a second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna actually bring it up.
because he's done some really good mods to that thing, and that thing produces a ton of power for
Oh,
a stock
car-
bottom and top end.
Dude,
Listen,
for,
dude.
for a front-wheel drive vehicle for relatively inexpensive money, he's got some
He's got
serious-
money in that car. Like, let's not. I mean, I understand what your point is, but like,
he's got
he's
as
got
much
money.
as much as I've probably got into the STI, if not probably maybe
I mean,
3 or
you're
4
talking
grand
more
more.
towards like Alex and I in our STIs.
correct. Like
yeah.
You
For
have more
the-
money just because yours is an older STI and you've had it for longer. So like I'm saying like ballpark for Alex and I, like
yeah,
you've
no,
done some money, and
for
for
sure.
what our money dollars worth, like he's gotten bang for buck on that
Well,
thing.
you think about that, right? We talked about platforms a couple episodes ago. For relatively inexpensive money, that platform has a very tall ceiling, unlike a
GTIs
Subaru,
are
right?
fucking slept on. GTIs are still a hell of slept on for
legitimately,
sure.
the GTI and the what is that? The R. Those cars are slept on. Like
Okay, so-
legitimately for 10 grand, suspension, turbo, tune, maybe wheels and tires.
Oh wow,
Like-
he's got a before and after photo up here too. You guys can't see it, but I'm looking at it, and it's the
It's a German car. Go for it.
Right.
yeah no. So he's got when he rolled it off with the blades on it, like the GTI
Yeah.
blades and the whole 9 yards,
Yep.
and then he's got the last time we all went to Mosquito Ridge, right, with the
Oh
splitter
yeah.
and the new speed wheels, and he slammed. And I mean, a lot of if you guys don't know us personally, like Kyle's putting out like 430 wheel or some
50.
stupid like
50.
Yeah, he's
450 wheel,
450.
yeah,
He's
something
450,
stupid,
bro.
right?
50.
And it's stock bottom end, stock head, stock fuel system, like
Stock
big
top
ass
end,
turbo,
Like everything is stock about the engine. Like
he's
it's
got
all
an
stock.
intake, he's got an APR intake, he's got a tune, and he's got a
Turbo.
big ass turbo
Yeah,
on
no,
it.
he's got turbo.
And
He's got
an
turbo
APR
and
downpipe.
injector.
Oh, he has a downpipe, right? I don't think he
Yes,
has
APR
injectors on it.
I thought
no,
he had
no
injectors.
Nope.
No
Okay.
injectors.
It's the fucking intake, turbo, and downpipe.
Well, here's
like those
here's
are the
what
only
this
For a
things
car
that.
that-
charger
For a
pipe.
car that made like 285 horsepower from the factory at the crank, and now he's pushing not even that much, I don't think. Real talk, but
Well,
now he's
okay,
done.
So the 2-liter is derived from the 1.8 that was in like the previous generation Volkswagen.
the Mark IVs and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that thing was solid. Like you could throw 30 pounds of boost to it and it would hold up and you could
Yeah, I
run
know,
down the strip. So like we have, I don't know,
So
I've got personal knowledge from
here's your
people that I
dyno
know.
sheet, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So max power is 463. Max torque is 444.2.
What kind of
Out of
dyno is that?
Out of a stock, that's EQ tuning.
So they run a
EQs.
Dynojet.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so
but that's
on a Mustang, it's a 410 horsepower car.
Yes.
but you think about that, right? That's
That's still
bolt-ons.
super solid.
That's bolt-ons.
That's
I mean,
is
legitimately,
100%
he
bolt
didn't
on.
touch the head. He didn't touch the bottom end. He didn't do
No.
anything but bolt a bigger turbo
And
downpipe.
every Subaru owner wishes they could do that.
Right. 100%.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Right? Like
I mean, he was smart too, because like he put the LSD in the front, right? Like
Yep.
he put the Golf. I think it's a
Yep.
Golf R LSD he has in it.
Well, he actually got a line on a transmission with an LSD, and he was able to swap that out. I think is what went down.
I think so.
Brakes too. I mean, shit.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, I
But
remember
still,
when he did that.
nonetheless, like it's the same thing. You either bought it or you swapped it out with something that had it in it. Like he was smart with it. He, went for the good stuff to actually make sure you had traction versus going for all power and then figuring it out later.
Yeah.
I've been in Kyle's car when he did like a third gear brake boosted pull.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it torque steers, like at all. I'm sure there is if you're behind the wheel. Like I'm sure it pulls a little bit, but for front wheel drive, that's a ton of power to throw through a
100%.
transaxle.
100%.
But he also has
There's
a
a-
pretty good suspension setup and wheels
Dude,
and tires on it too.
Yeah, he's got new speed wheels.
These
He's got new
seats.
speed wheels on it, and he's got like now he's running like Mickey Thompson ET streets in the front or some
But
fucking
let's be
ridiculous.
honest about the seats,
The carbos are pretty gangster.
bro.
They're pretty gangster. I mean, I was just talking to my buddy that we talked about in an episode prior who just picked up that blue 2020 WRX. He's already bitching about his seats. He drives to the Bay or whatever for work, and he's like, dude,
Yeah.
they're killing my back. They're super whack. And he was trying to pick up like, he was trying to swap in some like 18 plus Recaros from an STI, which
Mhm.
apparently is not that easy
Yeah.
of a thing to do. I didn't
Mhm.
realize that, but apparently there's a couple of different parts you gotta have, whatever. So now he's looking at aftermarket seats. And he's looking at like Brahms, which have come up, right? But
Yeah.
stuff like that, like Corbu is a brand that's been around forever, right? Like people run them, people have run them before. When it comes to seats and stuff like that, I'm kind of a stickler. I'd rather spend the money. Like I think it's a better idea to, like if you have $1,500 and you're trying to buy seats, buy a seat, buy a driver's
Yeah.
seat,
Yeah.
right? Buy
Yeah.
a quality driver's seat.
Uh oh.
Chris,
we
and
got
Timmy agree?
thumbs up. We got thumbs up.
Are we agreeing on seat or are we agreeing on you're not fucking up the wing?
I agree on both. Both.
Agree
Well,
on
yeah.
seat.
Buy a good pride seat or something.
I mean, there's no reason for the passenger to have a seat if they
Yeah.
don't drive it.
Exactly. And second of all, Chris, it's pronounced Brid. Okay, it's Japanese. It's pronounced Brid. On God. On
It
God.
is pronounced bread.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's Japanese, bro. There's a whole
Because
explanation
it's
for
not
it. I
from
don't remember what it is.
America, bro.
Yeah, it's pronounced Brid.
I mean, I have
He's-
Corvo seats in the Mustang.
They're gangster, dude. Chris
Dude,
is
I
shook
love
over
'em.
the Brid bride thing right now. I can see it. Like,
Chris
Mine's-
was shook over the weed he smoked like 2 hours ago.
did it? Yeah. Everybody who's watching this now will remember Chris doing this for an hour and a half. Straight with his Anderson pack hat on, just straight
Right.
lost in the sauce in his garage for an hour and a half.
Apologize for
Lost
that.
in the sauce. Oh,
Me
man.
being so lit like last episode. I didn't say shit.
Dude, his waveform for when I was editing the audio pod was like a flat line for like 40 minutes, dude.
So intense. Like we were talking about the kid who got hit. We were talking about shine shows. My mind is like, oh my god, what's going on right now?
We're just not talking about the fucking fat bowl of weed you smoked, prior to that, and you were just stuck in La La Land.
The
Bullet Train
funniest
to
part was
Cloud
like
Nine.
when he was like pre-show the joint's this long, post-show the joint's this long, and he like doesn't speak for forever, dude. Like, yeah, it's alright. Poor guy. We'll
Right.
leave him alone. What? Hey, Chris, give us an update on the wings. No, Timmy. While Chris
Yeah,
does it.
yeah.
where you at? Where you
Yeah,
at?
Where
Timmy,
we at?
walk
How we
forward,
looking?
give us an update.
Everything's good. We got all the wing off, and he's just taking all the glue and the residue that's on there off of there so that we can mount this bitch. Their mounting kit sucks. There's no studs on like the wing.
Hold up. Let's be a little bit more specific. All right, what kind of wing is it? Let's talk
Yeah,
about the
give
brand.
us some info, Chris.
Yeah,
Even-
yeah,
just
yeah,
run us
let us know what this
down.
part is.
Just for people watching, so we need to know.
So
Shameless plug, Handle Auto, full carbon fiber, custom wing. Takes about 6 to 8 weeks to make. Price is undisclosed. But it makes my car lighter and get heavier at the same time. Because
Makes
I
your car lighter.
Because now, hey, let me ask you a question. if we're gonna completely go back on the entire last 2 episodes of form versus function and throw a fucking wang on that thing, are you putting a gurney flap on this bee after this?
No flap. I was gonna. So here, look at test me.
That's pretty hot.
So
Okay.
that's form, not function.
Oh, that's wet. That's fucking.
I mean,
It looks
wet.
good.
it looks good.
Great. That's what I'm saying. Form.
So this is all form. I don't know how much downforce I'm getting, but the science they said on the thing made sense. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm
The
going for it.
science they said on the thing, you heard it here first, folks. The science they said on the thingy
The
makes
internet
sense.
is pure truth. The internet is pure truth.
It
Pure
can't be
truth.
it was on the internet.
There's 3 facts: numbers, science, math.
I wish you could just insert the
All-
gif of the chick staring off and like the numbers and
Oh
shit.
my
All
god.
from the same page he ordered it from. So you got it
Right.
here.
Right.
Meanwhile, everybody who owns an STI third brake light gang.
Wait, time out. So for Instagram Live here, it's taking forever to upload. Should I upload? Finish waiting to upload?
It doesn't even look like it's trying to upload it.
I can't.
What's not uploading? I don't understand. It's live. What is
It's
up?
live. What is there to upload?
Video that we were recording so far.
Oh, what you've been doing up to this point?
Yeah.
No, there's a lag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there's definitely a lag.
That's always
It's just
there's always
bad
a
internet
lag.
connection. That's just bad connection. There's not
And-
really anything.
Why do you guys all got crappy ass Wi-Fi?
Yeah,
Real talk.
Damn it, Timmy.
All right, never
Although
mind.
I do live in Roseville.
You figured it
so I
out?
can't-
Okay, yeah. It's just, hey, real talk. Next time we do something like this, we need to have a physical microphone.
Yeah, the last time.
I've been looking at them, to be honest with you.
I mean,
Huh?
I have one. That's
Like
what I
a
was
boom
saying.
boom arm, everything. I've
You have one?
been
Yeah,
looking
I
at
have
them.
a physical microphone. Yes.
Mike's trying to
Oh.
stream it.
Why you hating, kid?
I was thinking about doing the same
Well,
thing. I was
well,
looking at
that's
a
what I was-
couple of different setups.
That's what I was mentioning. Like, you get a couple GoPros and like an actual microphone. Like, you could.
So this is a good segue. This is a good question. So to everybody who listens to this, because we do want listen, if you've been listening to us, if you listen to the prior 3 episodes, you listen to this episode, there's not a ton of you, but we do appreciate your support. We want to know. We want to know what you guys think. We want to know what you guys think of the pod. We want to know what do you like, what do you not like, what can we do better, what can we do worse,
Criticism.
whatever.
Love it.
Great, yeah,
Okay,
hit us
well,
hard. We're no,
actually-
but wait up, real quick. Would you guys be interested in a live show? Like if we were to do something, all of us around a table in person, and we'd stream it live Sundays at 4. Like, would you guys be down to check that out and like just kind of see? We don't do a ton of production on the back end. It's more cleaning up levels and just trying to make everything run smoothly. But is that something that you would be down for? Like, is that something that we could count on some of you guys to actually be checking out? And what would you want out of that show? Like, we could set up a Twitter account. We could answer Twitter questions live, have conversations about it, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so let us know. Mike, back to what you're trying to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, like
Pinky out, pinky out.
I got a couple of buddies that I've listened to us and listened to the first three episodes, and they love what we're
Oh.
talking about and all of that stuff. A couple things we do have to iron out too. I mean,
MCs.
I think, yeah, I think for the most part, I think our direction is where we're gonna go. But you gotta find details, right? Scheduling, when we're gonna post, how we're gonna post, how you're gonna promote it, how you're gonna.
Yeah. I mean, this is something. Again, we're really doing this shit on our own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't, and we're really starting from literally nowhere. None of us had. I mean, other than Chris because he's
scratch.
a photographer. Yeah, I mean, Chris has a decent Instagram following because he's a photographer and he's a really great photographer, and we're
Oh, look at
that's
that teamwork. Do you
super
see that teamwork right there?
cute. That's
Wow.
Sure.
I can't hear a word you're saying, but it sounded
Yeah.
great.
It sounded great.
There was, I mean, like that big of a bag on Chris's shirt just now,
Bro,
A what?
like, I'm flying away. Like, it's a fucking pterodactyl, bro. Like, he flicks it off, and I look at the distance, like, fuck this house.
God damn it. and that's what happens
That's
when he smells
amazing.
me.
Wow. Oh yeah, it's the great northwestern weed bug that just flew out of the house. Yeah. Very little known, very well known. Yeah, no, I think yeah, we'll do we. I think this kind of format is cool for like a live show, right? Like obviously we're recording as a podcast, whatever. We have people on IG Live, it's all good. But this is a cool format for a live show, wrenching, whatever, doing that shit live. I think it would even be cool if we did a show like this live from somebody's garage. And to Johnny's point, if you do have a mic that we can kind of set up in a relatively central location with like a compressor on or whatever, yeah, we can all hang out in the garage with a couple of different angles, record it, post it live as is, and then I can go back and edit it and like make it look crispy for something we can put on YouTube. But that would be cool. I think that, I mean,
Yeah.
comment guys if you think that's something you'd want to see. Regular dudes wrenching in the
I
garage.
think like it'd be interesting to see if people want to see more install videos.
Well, and
Yeah.
I think too, like when I was talking to M45, like legitimately, shit. Hold on, dinner's here. I'll be right back. I gotta get to the door. Hold please.
I think it'd be great
So-
to see more install videos.
I totally agree. I think that we should totally do more install videos.
Whether
I
it's
mean-
just us or we find some people doing installs, I think that'd be great just to like open up people's knowledge base.
Yeah. I think
like,
that. I think that.
I also think that we should do like some build features. Like I know Kyle wants to be in and tell us about his Volkswagen and stuff. And like I have a friend. Shout out to my friend Sabir and my other friend Jacob. Sabir's got a Z06, I think like a 2006 era. I don't know them, but he just cammed it, and it sounds amazing, and it's black, and it looks good. And then Jacob has a 2014 Mustang GT that I think he put a blower on, and a bunch of like. I don't know if they're Roush parts. I don't know what he did to it. Oh, Boss 302 parts. I think he put a Boss 302 manifold on it.
Manifold on it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think we should do some build features, maybe.
So like like a regular dude build biology, right? Like
Definitely.
I mean, I'm sure everybody who's listening to this or has invested in us at all watches Hoonigan, and you see some super ridiculous shit on Hoonigan build bio, right? Like they have some incredibly nice stuff, but like
Okay,
again,
speaking of which, did you guys see the freaking K20 turbo swapped NSX?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get to that in a second because I have things that I want to say about that car. I do have things I want to say about that car, but
That was sick.
that was one of the things I wanted to say about that car. But no, I think it would be cool if we did more regular dude build. I would love to get Kyle's GT on here, pop the hood, jack it up, get underneath it, see what's what, see what he did, do some in-car pulls. I know Mike's got a couple of GoPros. We can get that stuff set up. That would.
I got a microphone, like I said.
Yeah.
I plan on wanting to do a show about this thing.
Yeah,
no,
like
I think that would all be great.
I think that's a good thing. Like when I was getting to the point before dinner got here, pizza. When I was talking to M45, like I'm going to document that. I'm going to film it. I'm going to take a couple of days off. Like screw it. Like I'm going to be there when you build it because I want to see it. I'm going to be part of the process.
That's great content.
Cool
That's
that
great content.
We could show everybody that like, hey,
Yeah.
this is really what goes into a pizza, by the way. This was what goes into
so rude.
a Subaru build for this purpose, right?
Yeah.
And like just with Johnny, I mean, Johnny's a lot easier to go film and record because it's in his garage. Like we could set the GoPros up whenever Johnny's wrenching and hey, we could do a time lapse.
Jump in the pool while you're doing it.
Yeah, no, I think that's. I think when Johnny gets, I know are you kind of on a parts hold right now? Is that kind of where you're at?
No,
you just
actually, I'm on a machine shop hold. Machine shop has all of my forged components. They are bore matching all the pistons. They are balancing all of the rotating
you're
assembly.
balancing blueprinting the motor. Is that
100%?
Stick.
So that is what I'm waiting on. The guy said this thing's gonna be fucking hot as shit. And he was actually pretty adamant about running full ARP bolts throughout the entire engine, just because it's probably going to be around a 500 horsepower mark.
Well, you're going to rev the shit out of it, right?
Anybody who doesn't know, factory Ford blocks are done at like 500 horsepower.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Unless you put the right Okay, the standard old school 302 cast iron block, not the
Right.
modular motor. So the cast
Okay.
iron block, that design is done at like 400 to 500 horsepower. You cannot go above that. If you
Got
do,
it.
you're gonna blow
Wait,
out
real
your
quick.
bottom end.
I don't mean to get you. Cut you off. Timmy,
Let you guys know, Chris is an
Give
idiot.
the mic.
Why?
Mike.
What's
So
wrong?
where he's wondering how we make the gaskets for the spoiler holes, and I've been making them. It comes with these little adhesive things, and he's like, but there's no more with holes in them. Yeah, you make the hole. Yeah. You
Yeah,
pull
no
the
shit,
hole
Sherlock.
out.
No shit, Sherlock.
Hey,
Sorry, I just had to butt in there real quick.
I'm incredibly disappointed, and also mute your microphone when you're done being idiots, please. Thank you.
Not only do I hate you, but go sit in the corner without a microphone.
Perforations are
Damn it.
important. You can see them.
Yeah.
Sorry, Johnny,
Yeah.
back to what you were saying. Sorry. I could hear the feedback, and I wanted him to cut it. Good.
Fuck, where was I?
Talking about cast iron blocks, one
Oh
hold
yes.
about 5
Okay,
items.
so Ford produced the 289 from 64 and a half technically to 95 for the Mustang.
No
That
shit.
block is universal throughout the entire era of that block.
So that's from basically everything up to New Edge was the same block.
If it was a V8 and it had a single cam, not like a flathead system, it's the same block.
No shit.
Yes. So
I
Ford
didn't
was
know that.
great in that aspect, and the fact that they kept everything the same all the way up to 95 when they switched to the modular motor for all of the Mustangs, and I'm not sure which cars they put it in, but nonetheless, like
They put it in
you could
fucking trucks and shit, right? Too. Right?
everything, yes. But like you could still get a 97 Ford Explorer with a cast iron
289 block.
which
Oh, okay,
is
okay.
302 because once they went to Fox Body, it was 302. They did 50. So 302
But
is
it's still
50.
so is that an increase in the head versus the block?
No,
or the different sleeve?
Okay, so 289 is the cubic inch
Right.
of the cylinder bore. So when they went to 302, they bored it out to make
302.
the cylinder bore wider.
But it's still technically the same block.
It is 100% the same block. So that's one of the
That's a
beauties
trip.
about it is you can get a block from 65 and it's virtually the same as the block from 95 because the only difference is like an oil port in the side of the block
So
for the
when
dipstick.
right, so then you have like I know you have the Windsors and you have the Clevelands, and those are 351s,
Okay.
right?
So yes. Okay. So Windsor is a small block base style system, whereas a Cleveland is a big block base
Got it.
style system. So the V is wider. Everything about the Cleveland motor is a big block.
So it's just like you
for
can
the
get,
size.
so you can get like just like to compare it to LS,
Yeah,
you can
totally.
get a 427 LS, which is still a small block engine.
Yes.
Right, but you go to a 454, it's a much bigger engine, and it like
Correct.
427 to 454 when you're adding up total bore size, it's not a ton of increase, but the
Mhm.
total size increase of the engine is considerable. It's a much larger,
Yes.
so it's kind of the same thing.
Yes.
And like
100%.
that's awesome. But have any of you seen the new fucking Mustang?
Which one? Which one are we talking? The new? Are we not? We're not talking about the electric car, are we? Because I feel like that doesn't.
It's on the screen. It's an electric car.
I can't see you on the screen though.
Mm.
What is it? What
Yeah,
year
this
is
is
it?
on
What'd you Google? What did you
New
Google?
Oh
Mustang.
god, no, that's the electric one, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I
Why would
know,
you
but
click on
it's a SUV.
it
it is
we're
an
not talking
SUV.
about SUVs.
Well,
It
listen,
is an
listen,
SUV.
listen.
But
Okay.
no.
Mike has a no.
Okay.
Mike has a thing. Listen, I don't necessarily agree with what Ford's doing in this sense, but you have to look at it from
And it's
this.
a Tesla interior.
It's because it's an electric car. They're all built like toys, but
Touche.
That's
Ford
true.
has effectively
It's true.
killed off the sedan in the U.S. Right? They don't make them
Oh, yeah.
anymore. It's crossovers and the Mustang, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you then, as opposed to trying to come up with new fucking names for every single thing that you want to introduce that isn't an Explorer, an Edge, or the Escape, right? How do you introduce
Escape.
the car? Escape, exactly. You call it they're making Mustang a brand, right? They're making
Yes.
it its own brand. And while I don't necessarily agree with it, I don't really like it because I do think that I think it's lame.
dilutes.
I think it's lame. It's kind of lame. I understand where Mike's coming from. It's kind of lame, but it's like
It
if they made it.
dilutes the origin of the name.
It's
like
almost like if Chevy brought back the Blazer and then made it a whack crossover. Looking at Chris, looking at Chris, looking at Chris, looking at Chris. He's not looking
Yeah.
because he's mounting a wing, but
I see you. I see you.
But it's the same
talked about
thing,
that
right?
Bronco.
don't talk about my
Yeah.
Bronco.
Dude, that
Don't
shit
you bring
looks
my
so
Bronco
good.
into this. The Bronco is amazing. That shit
Oh,
is clutch.
God. Here we go.
Dude. Factory 35s, right? From the factory on the Sasquatch package. You can get
Okay.
35 with a manual. With a manual.
How much is that?
The manual one is like 42 G's.
Okay,
With
so
35s and a crawler gear.
It's
let's
less
be
than what
honest,
Timmy
it's
spent on
60.
his car.
let's be honest, it's 60.
It's less than a Wrangler.
The attitude you just had. It's less than a Wrangler. Excuse
Wranglers
me.
are whack. So
Was
like,
this
yeah,
fucking
whatever.
Mean Girls?
You got a point. Wrangler.
Maybe. Stop trying to
I'll
make
give you
fetch a thing, bro.
I'll give you
Like,
that.
yeah.
No, and like okay, like Mustang, like I get it. Like you're gonna make it a brand. You're gonna make it your new.
Mustang is a brand. Let's not even
I
even
mean, it
joke
is.
about it.
But
It
the
is a
problem
Yeah,
brand.
I
is-
think that's a
well-
fair assessment.
And I guess
It
you could
is.
look at it as like a 911, right? The evolution of the
100%.
911. The 911 was a rear
Why do we
wheel
always come back to
drive,
shit we
rear
can't afford?
engine,
Anyway.
whatever. But I'm saying like, but you look
Yeah.
at like
It's
the
what we
first
have
one they
something
came
to
out with, they
compare
had
to.
one.
Yeah.
The
No, but
Mustang, for the
it-
most part, has had 2-3 models per year, a couple maybe more. But then you start adding on to the brand, right? Like Porsche. Porsche's added on the 911 brand. They've had 28 different 911s this year, I think you can
Holy
order.
shit, are you serious?
Correct.
Mhm.
But 911 is a brand. Whereas Mustang now is
Right.
going to be Ford's brand.
Yeah, it's going to be their
But
911 to some degree.
They're going to have
Pour it out.
way more variety of a Mustang, right? Like you said, like
Yeah.
instead of an Explorer, oh, it's a new Mustang SUV.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
gonna-
well,
yeah,
great.
you-
They're
Great.
using the
Yeah.
name to market what they want to sell.
Right.
Which is unfortunate for anybody who's ever owned a Mustang, aka Boom, because like it's just a sad day when they take something that they actually like earned. Like they earned the reputation with the Mustang. Like
The Mustang has a
first
rich motorsport history. Like it has a
Like,
very
yes,
rich
the
motorsport
SUV,
history.
That is a
And if
beautiful way
this
to put it.
shit is true, it's a sedan.
Which
a coupe.
like that's what I'm saying. Like I
That's
feel
a
like
4
they
doors.
are doing
Oh yeah.
harm
Like no, like
to the actual fucking Mustang. You know what I mean?
But,
Yeah.
and I get that, but you have to, and while I totally understand, and I'm actually in agreement with you, like coming, like, not that I come from a design background, but working in a design studio for like 3 years and learning the ins and outs of the way that manufacturers think.
Yeah.
Crossovers sell because people like visibility, and the reality is that there's quite a few crossovers out there. X3M comps, right? Cayennes, Macans turbos are ridiculous.
Your Macan
the shit.
Turbos are stupid. Like they it's literally a rally car, and
Bro.
Matt Fair at the Smoking
Right.
Tire has said this more times than I can count. It's a rally car you can buy off a factory floor, right?
Yes.
It is. Just because it's high doesn't mean it has to perform bad. I was selling Rovers and SVRs and shit. They'll throw you back in their seat and they sound nasty and they make all the right sounds and they handle corners better than any 4,500 RP, like 4,500 pound SUV has any business being able to handle the corner. Guys like us prefer a sports car in the traditional sense because there's different vibes, right? When you feel like you're sitting
feels.
6 inches, yeah, when you feel like you're sitting 6 inches above the ground, right, and the car is like swallowing you up and you're in it, if you get like that like
Tunnel
fighter
vision.
pilot, yeah, you get that cockpit vibe, right? And an SUV will never give you that. But from a manufacturer standpoint, if you're going to come out with a crossover that's going to be, the thing's not slow because it's electric, right?
I'm saying
as opposed to having like a wishy-washy design language, which most of their cars have, like the Focus and the Fiat, like they're just kind of whatever. Like, let's pull cues from something we know people like. Because whether you're a Chevy guy or whatever, you can't argue the fact that the newer Mustangs look really well. They look good. They're good-looking cars, right? So let's pull that
took a
design
bit,
language.
but yeah, they
It took
definitely grew
yeah.
up.
I mean, I'm the newer ones with the like Sad Boy headlights. I'm not a super fan of, but the 2 years prior to that, I was a huge fan of S550s, right?
Yep.
But pull from a design language that people know they like, right? It's proven to sell.
Yeah.
It's proven to do all these
Yeah.
things, and why not use that to your advantage? Why not use the Mustang name? Why not do all that? And then you have guys like Von Gittin Jr., right, on the Ford payroll. So let's make a 7-motor, 1,400 horsepower drift Mach E and rip it next to all these performance cars, and you can really build this thing up. And like, you know, you have all the tools at your disposal. So why not? Why not
Right.
do it?
No, 100%.
I mean, as a manufacturer standpoint, you're right. Like, I mean, that
Makes
makes
all the
perfect
sense in the world.
sense. You
Yeah.
have the name, the reputation to go along with it. It's just, as a purist or somebody who, you know, loves the Mustang for what it is or anything like that, it kind of sucks because you're kind of using that reputation that the actual Mustang built to sell newer generations
I mean,
of
they're
cars.
whoring out the nameplate, like absolutely, 100%. Like
100%.
it's
Yeah.
Chris agrees. Yeah, no, they are. They're 1,000% using that to move units, but that's what their job is.
But you also look at like auto manufacturers in the United States, right? So like any domestic auto manufacturer right now is kind of getting back to their basics, right? They're not this wide variety of, you know, you look at like General Motors, right? General Motors makes a Tahoe, a Yukon, an Escalade, right? Same freaking cars. They literally are the same cars, are they not?
For the
Different
most
trim
part, yes.
levels.
I mean, other than badges and emblems and a couple leather pieces and trims here and there,
It's
it's the
trim
same
levels.
car. But you're
Yeah.
producing 3 cars to keep competing against each other.
It's
Why?
all about how much people. Well, I'll say this, like, and if you look at like the 2021 Escalade, that car is very noticeably a step above. Like,
Yes.
so you have the Tahoe, right,
Yes,
which is like the
100%.
bottom, and then you
100%.
have the Yukon Denali, which is like and I have a
In
saying
between.
about you. I have a saying about Yukon Denali's prior to this newest generation that I'll circle back to, but the newest Escalade is very noticeably a step above the other two. Like, it's
Correct.
got that big like 40-inch dash
You're
screen.
getting that. You're
Yep.
getting that gap.
Yeah, you got this
finally
whole
from.
yeah, right, and it's you know, it's got the big imposing grille and it looks
Yeah.
super like ultra modern, right, whatever. But any
It
year
represents what you're buying.
it was what it should. Like, the biggest
Yes.
issue with Cadillac in the last 10 years has been like, well, is it as special as you're charging me for? Other than like V model cars,
Right.
Right.
they're just
Yeah,
like, I could go buy a Lexus and save 10 grand. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but no, my opinion on that whole situation, to Mike's point, prior to this newest generation was, dude, if you're willing to spend $70,000, $75,000 on an SUV, a luxury SUV, like, go buy the Yukon Denali, because nobody cares if you're driving a 4-year-old Yukon Denali, but as soon as there's a new Escalade, everybody knows you're driving an old Escalade.
100%.
Everybody knows you're driving the old generation Escalade, and you have to buy the new one, right?
Dude, I remember working
It
at
doesn't
Cadillac
matter.
and like people were like that way. Like legitimately, like the next
I
year.
gotta get the
Escalade
new
came
thing.
out, I gotta come in and get the new one. And yeah, I want you
Yeah.
to swap my wheels and tires and all the fancy shit they had on that year. They wanted it on the next year, but they wanted the next year model with the Escalade.
You
100%.
can't drive the old Escalade, right? Whereas,
No.
like, again, a Yukon Denali, nobody gives a shit if you're driving an old Denali.
Exactly. And you can fucking rock that shit and it doesn't matter.
And they're sick. They're super sick.
There's no difference between the two, and you get, I
And
don't know.
5.3s are strong as fuck.
You can't go wrong.
To
Like,
the
you
point,
can't
like,
go
you
wrong.
look at
Like,
you look at companies, right? And like Ford is the most prime example. They knew they were getting their ass kicked in sedans. You can't keep with the German and the Japanese.
Well, then
and
Americans don't buy them. We don't
Correct.
buy them
Because
unless they're luxury. We
legitimately,
don't
like,
buy
you-
them unless they're luxury.
well, who thinks an Impala is
or
luxury?
performance.
Who
or
thinks an
performance.
Impala is luxury? That's what they had to compete with those sedans.
Not
And so
anymore,
they-
but back in the day, it was the thing. Like,
But
dude,
True.
an
they also-
Impala
they
was
also-
the shit.
Until
True,
they
like-
made it front wheel drive.
And that's the problem is you took
Yeah.
this badass sedan that everybody wanted and everybody sought after, and you turned it into this economy bullshit car that nobody
Dude,
wanted.
I would still push a '96 Impala SS bubble.
Hell yes. Deep dish wheels, slam that bitch out, straight
Right,
pipe
big
the
old
thing.
nasty exhaust,
Hell
and just
yeah.
run it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
100%.
the only good thing that ever came out of the front wheel drive Impalas was Fiero dudes LS4 swapping Fieros because it was a transaxle mounted V8, and that was the only good thing that came out of that, dude. Or the
Alright, I'll be right
or
back.
the
But that's
Pontiac GXP, right? Had the same
like
yeah.
But that's why they died in sedans, because they did not keep with this luxury sedan life. Like, and nobody wants to
I
buy
agree.
it.
I
Nobody wants to
agree.
buy it.
And Cadillac's the last holdout, and like they're trying to
Correct.
reinvigorate the whole thing. And speaking of which,
They're
I
doing
want to
a good
get Chris.
Chris,
We're
Timmy.
gonna talk about the CT5V for a second. So bring it back in. We're gonna the new Blackhawk, the new Blackwing, fucking Cadillac, the manual LT4 Cadillac. So I want to know your guys's. I want to feel your guys's. Turn your mic back on. You're muted, you dumbasses. Waiting.
Whatever
All
fans was who thinks an Impala is luxury? Dead face.
Old school Impalas,
Who
100%.
never- Listen,
An
for
old school Impala?
96 Impalas were luxury when you consider the fact that Mercedes was weighing down their door panels with sound deadening to make them sound premium. So yes, a 96 Impala SS is luxury.
Yes,
You're tripping.
100%.
You are
100%,
tripping.
bro.
Go drive an old 5 Series that's not an M5. Go drive an old or the 190 Mercedes. Go drive those things and then drive an Impala and tell me the Impala is not better. Anyway,
Period correct sure is a boat.
what's that?
It's period correct boat, right? Like old M5, Impala. They're all squishy. They're all luxury. Sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, and the only difference is the SS was like, hey, we're not going to do shit to the suspension. We're just going to put a bigger engine in it.
Hey, what Cadillac are you talking about, Alex?
Just so you guys can see it, it is the 2020 Cadillac CT5 Blackwing. I do have it up on the screen right now, so everybody watching the pod can see it. So this is they have gotten rid of the CTS and the ATS. You will now have the CT4 and the CT5, right? And then the CT6 is the big. Okay. So the CT5 is a little bit smaller than CTS, and the CT4 is a little bit bigger than the ATS because the ATS was just a little too small, right?
Holy shit, that thing's expensive though.
Yeah, it's 85 grand, but 650 horsepower, 6-speed manual. So essentially, same thing.
You can't go wrong. Honestly, you got the
It's a Camaro ZL1 with a
Like
fucking
that,
super
that
nice
car
interior.
is sexy.
How much horse?
650.
650 horsepower, 4-door sedan, and it could probably eat whatever on the street.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, it definitely gets, wow, these are all terrible photos. There's very few photos of this thing so far.
I got
But it's
one
just
for car and driver.
Yeah, that's the one I just had up. And
Yeah.
It's great. Yo, Chris,
Mute.
I need to hit the head. Give the folks an update on how the wing's going. Let them know what's
Yeah.
going on.
Wings on. Mike's pizza looks fucking tasty.
What pizza?
Mike has pepperoni pizza? Oh, that looks
Dude,
good.
why wasn't that delivered to the rest of us?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, why didn't you send it to us, Mike?
where was the team
I'm a
effort
simple
there?
guy. I can't afford all of that pizza.
Touche.
So wings
Especially
on.
trying to feed Chris, who eats like a large and a half by himself.
Dude, I mean, you can't go wrong with round table.
I mean,
Yeah,
bro.
I mean, everyone in this podcast right now, whoever's on our live stream, Roundtable is pretty great. Changed my mind. So yeah, wings
Careful.
on.
Timmy's working on your trunk area. That could be a concern.
Get the whole thing.
I mean, he couldn't even put oil in his car, so I don't know if you wouldn't even want him tightening the bolt down, bro.
See,
I mean,
I didn't even say that.
It's
I'll
done.
say it.
It's done. Happy birthday.
How many 805 deep are you, bro?
So wings on. Ran into some issues.
Wang.
The six. It doesn't leak.
Yeah, the center do not line up
Center holes don't line up with my existing factory
at
holes.
all.
But the outer points are mounted, which should only be actually not getting. It looks good, honestly.
There's seals on the center mounting points.
Yeah, I mean, there's gaskets on the center mounting points. So
Okay.
it shouldn't make it much trouble. Oh, actually, no, I don't know because there's no bolts going through.
Yeah, but we still put the gasket there. So
But the gaskets, the gaskets.
I bet you could find something on bumperplugs.com to like plug those holes with.
Oh yeah. Never mind. Timmy thought ahead and fixed the issue before I had even come across it. So I think we're good.
I only don't know how to check my oil.
That's apparent.
Yeah, I can do STI like drivetrain swaps. I can't check my oil.
Oh, num num juice.
And num juice.
That num num juice is bomb.
Yo, the num juice, fuck.
You
Yeah.
can't go wrong with that.
But we're done.
Here, hold on. I'm gonna plug the laptop in.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want like
yeah,
give us a
yeah.
walk around.
You walk around here. Wing is on. Like,
Bro.
Yo, that
Sick,
fitment is
bro.
I mean, it's
That
nice.
looks good.
It's
I
a
love
nice
the
fitment.
dark taillights with the fucking wing. That looks, ooh.
Yeah, I like it.
Right? I mean, it comes up super high too, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah, scoot back a little bit.
Can you give the down the side profile view, the
Oh,
total view?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I like it, bro.
dude, that
Yeah, I like
looks
that
good.
a lot. All right, Chris, here's the real question. I have a serious question for you.
Yeah.
What's it gonna take for you to pull that vinyl off on stream?
Right?
Alex is
Yank
No?
that shit.
No, the black, the
No,
around,
no, no.
the
Black
surround,
shit on the hood.
on the trunk, the
Huh?
bar. Well,
Yeah,
no, on
I'll
the
take one.
bar,
I
the
got it.
bar on the trunk.
this
Yes.
right here
This
Yeah,
should take down.
It's gonna be empty. It's gonna be
No, it'll look.
No, it's gonna be red.
really.
It's gonna be the color of your car.
I 3,000% guarantee you that will look better.
wait,
Yeah.
is it silver, red? Like,
No, it's red under there. It's just trunk color.
oh, it's truck
Yeah.
color?
Yeah.
Oh, pop that fucking shit off, dude. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, that'll make it. Like, yeah,
No, like,
100%. Yeah.
Like, if you
As a
hate it, I
group.
will personally rewrap it myself.
It's like my thing is. It makes sense. So black,
No,
red,
no,
black.
no. No.
Yank it off.
Your
Pull it
taillights
up.
are also black.
No, it'll be so much
yeah.
cleaner, dude. I promise you. No. I can't even hear you, and the answer is no.
No. The actual emblem of the Shelby.
That's not a Shelby, it's a Camaro.
I mean, Camaro. Goddamn Chevy
That-
emblem. Yes.
No,
That's not.
no. Leave the emblem on. I'm saying the black bar. Take the bar off.
Some emblem.
The whole big, yeah. Come closer. I can't hear you.
Timmy's got it.
Timmy's
Yeah,
got
pull-
it. Okay.
Yes,
No.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. You're right.
Yes,
That's way better.
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, it's so much better. Ooh.
Oh yes.
That looks so much better, dude.
Ah,
I feel like we just rebaptized Chris's marrow right now. Dude, yes.
Dude, that's amazing.
Oh,
I like it way better without that.
oof. Timmy. Yeah?
Yeah?
Yep. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That looks sexy.
Oh, that looks so much better, dude. Yes. This
Oh,
little
that's
thing,
sexy.
dude.
Oh man.
Because now it does, because it was a visual breakup, right? Like it just made the whole rear end choppy, and now it's nice and
It flows.
Kid,
Yeah,
you
you're
gotta
gonna
buy
be working
a-
Last part.
He's gonna have to take that emblem off.
No, just get a no.
Leave
You
it.
don't have to.
Leave it.
There's vinyl stuck on it.
There's still stuff under there.
They put it on
But
top
like
of vinyl.
honestly, like
Why would
it's
they
a
put it on
nice
top
little
of the
fucking.
vinyl?
Chevy.
Cheaper.
Fair enough. If you, this is gonna sound super ghetto, but if you put pressure on the emblem and then pull against it, it will clean pull behind it.
Or you're gonna take
Put
the
it-
emblem off.
Yep. No. I don't want. Put pressure right where you're pulling against, and it'll. Vinyl's not that strong, dude. Like it will tear. Those big old burly man arms that you got there.
Come on,
Working
Chocolate
out, bro.
Thunder.
Working out.
Come on,
Yeah.
Chocolate Thunder. You can do this.
Right? I'm sure your lady's watching. She want to know what she work.
She better be watching.
She already said
Better
what's
be
up.
watching.
Yes. Episode 4 of Red Match Podcast. We save Chris Camaro.
Baptized water from Lake Minnesota.
It looks so good, dude.
Looks good,
Big
man.
elbow out of the way and just like so we could see the full thing.
Well, he's trying to get the little edges off, which I appreciate. He's trying to be thorough. You're like 99%.
Dude, that does look sexy though, bro.
Sexy, man.
I
Like
can't
that
hear
looks
you.
amazing.
If you got to get closer.
Would a hairdryer work for heat gun?
Yeah. It's actually safer. You got to work it a little bit more, but you won't bubble the paint. So.
Dude, have Rudy do it at work, bro.
But I mean,
Honestly,
you
like,
get
from
the
this
you
point,
get the
like it's good.
yeah, you get the 98% vibe.
That
right?
looks
like you
so much better.
Yes.
Like legitimately, that looks so much better.
Absolutely.
My only thing is, no, I know
Shut
that
up!
there's
You have
vinyl.
no other thing. You have no only other thing. Shut up!
No,
You have
no.
nothing.
He's got the little remnants. I feel that.
All I see is vinyl underneath the emblem. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll get that out. We'll get that out. But I think that even next Saturday when you guys roll through, we can bang it out in my garage. It'll be fine. I can make it work.
Check that spoiler out though.
yeah,
The
dude,
car looks good,
looks good, man.
Can you
I
get
mean,
pull
like-
the laptop up? Pull the laptop up. Give him the full walk around. Give him the full give him
give him the show.
Yeah,
the
come on, man. Like that looks good. Come on, Cupcake.
alright. So that's what I'm working with, all that vinyl.
Dude, I can pull that off in my garage in like 10 minutes. Get out of here. You're tripping. Ooh, God, that fitment is good. You guys line that up nice.
It's solid. No gap.
Hi.
It's a little to the
Timmy
left.
did
I
it.
actually do believe that it was Timmy. I believe that Timmy is OCD enough to make sure that that's
Yeah,
gonna line
I'll
up
give you
properly.
that. I'll give you that.
And see now the like the hash
I-
marks
no,
on the
no,
fender
no.
seem.
Back
bro.
up. Let's see the fitment of the fucking rims and tires.
Yeah, let's
suspension,
hit him
everything.
with that
Yeah,
south.
yeah.
Hit him with the south.
Oh,
Man, that shit is golden.
damn, bro. That looks clean.
Yeah, it looks, and also hit him with those fender badges. Most people probably haven't noticed this, but he threw the OG Marrow badges on there, and that
Yep.
speaks to me. That speaks to me in a very
Dude, those are
specific
like
way.
real metal badges too.
Yeah, no, they're
100%.
legit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like legit real metal badges. Like
I know we
plastic.
talk hella shit about kids that do shit for form, but like, subtle shit that doesn't really fuck with your performance is totally okay by me.
Timmy's confused.
Timmy's Hawaiian shirt gives that car at least 10 more horsepower.
That's true.
I like his Hawaiian
Hey,
shirt.
Timmy, on stream, fire up the S4.
Yeah, let's do
Oh,
the S4,
yes.
bro.
Please do.
So
That
Timmy
thing
got-
sounds
Timmy-
amazing.
Timmy
Yeah.
got his stupid, heavy, overbuilt German resonator removed today.
The heavy overbuilt resonator. Is this? Yeah.
Oh, the noise canceling is totally killing it.
I'll turn
You
it off.
literally can't hear the car at all.
Wait, Timmy.
I mean, at least we know it works. It just keeps coming. We'll do when you guys come through. We'll record a video. Anyway, believe us, Timmy Do you get hey, Chris? You're the only person there right now. Do you get turbo noise? Do you actually get turbo noise out of that thing?
Oh,
Yeah, you get
100%.
turbo noise.
You get turbo noise.
He fucking left the shop
He had it
yesterday
done
and
on
took
Saturday.
out, and dude, the turbo was like saying hello.
Dude, yes.
Good shit.
I'm not going like 10 miles an hour. It sounded awesome.
Mhm.
That's tight. I'm with it. The S4 needed some love for sure.
Yeah, and it's like I don't feel like I need to spend the money to get an exhaust now, and I'll just go to get some lowering springs and then tune it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we recently. Yeah, I mean, okay. So going back to Kyle's GTI and the if you guys have the time, I'd like to run at least another 15 minutes because we started a little late, just so we have the hour and a half like we usually have.
Totally. Let's do it.
We had a conversation in the driver chat today, just kind of talking about Volkswagen power
Chris,
and the
mute
fact
your
that,
mic.
yeah, we're Timmy is $2,200 away from a 480 wheel horsepower S4.
Dude,
Asshole.
like,
Yeah.
that is
Asshole.
Dude.
yeah. Like you want to talk about platform in the ceiling and like what he has to do to cheaply get power out of his car. Like you understand,
So
in the
stupid.
anybody listening to this, in Subaru world, you're spending
So
20
much
G's
money.
to get that. Tim's got to spend $2,200, and he's got a beast of a car that will pretty much annihilate anything. I mean, anything.
It'll be super fast. I mean, and granted, we've already. Well, I don't know. Have we ever really sung the praises of the 5-cylinder Audi engine on podcasts? I know we talk about it a lot in private.
Except that he's got a V6 Hot B engine.
He
No,
does.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like the Volkswagen Group specifically, those engines, they leave a
Well, the five
fuckload.
cylinders, the 5-cylinder is half of a
Huracan
Lamborghini
engine.
engine.
Yeah, to have
Huracan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
Yeah.
when
the
you
new
take it
S3,
apart,
right?
though, it's
Yeah, RS3,
legitimately
Or R3, yeah.
half a Lamborghini engine.
yeah, it's the same head,
in
it's the same everything. Yeah, it's the same everything.
same components. Like I've taken them apart myself, and it is literally a Lamborghini engine, but 5 cylinders less.
When you think about okay, is a TTRS / RS3 65 Gs? Yes, but how much is a Huracan?
No, actually,
300.
65 G's is like the high end. Like you could get an RS3 for like freaking 50 grand.
Right.
You're full of shit. I don't believe you.
RS3.
I'm not full of shit.
I'm
The
looking it up.
MSR one I looked at that was fully loaded was 63, and that was a fully loaded one.
Look at how
I didn't
excited.
think there was that many options on an Audi on an RS3 though. I thought they were pretty like.
I mean, you can still get your heated and cooled seats. You're banging Olufsen sound system. You can get the magnetic ride, so it's actually a fixed ride. There's hell options you can do, but it just depends. Like I was looking at
56 too. Right, I'm on the Audi
Yeah,
website.
starts
Yeah.
at 56 here.
It's 56
I'm building one.
Which, in the grand scheme of things, like if you buy a bone base RS3, and you put in the before the turbo kit, the tune was like, again, it was like $2,300, right?
Yeah.
And it was something stupid like 550 wheel horsepower or some stupid shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even need to do anything for flex fuel, right? It's already got, like, you just put E85 in it and run it, and it'll run a 9 or stupid shit like that. And it's like, there's not many cars you can't buy or build many 9-second cars for 58 grand.
no, not at all.
Especially not with the ceiling. When you see dudes like, whatever that dude was with the blue 1200 wheel horsepower RS3 that still had fucking air conditioning.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It had back seats and all that. That's not a common thing at all. Like there's not a lot of cars that will do that. I don't even what's the Merrill? I mean, the only other comparative thing is like a Merrill Z01, right? So I don't know what the 0 to 60 or the quarter mile is.
Quarter mile on the west.
12.4. out of a Z011 LE, which is like the next one of the best bargain
Yeah.
track cars, right? The 12.4 quarter mile. You're talking about a 9-second quarter mile for like 60 grand.
Yeah.
No, Timmy's right. I just built this. The RS3 sedan. The way I would order it, 63.
Dude, right?
And
That was
that's
That's
loaded.
cheap.
That's like
That's cheap.
there's not a whole lot of options that I can really add. I mean, I can add the black opted package for the black Audi rings and all that crap. I mean, yeah, it takes it to 63.5, but other than that,
I mean, do I
Yeah.
have to reverse my statement on the Z011 LE being the best bargain in performance? Because if you throw 10 grand at an RS3, you still have a trunk and a back seat.
you might.
And yeah, I mean, whew.
Yeah, 0 to 60 is 3.9.
and
all-wheel
it's still
drive.
Quattro
It's
S
all-wheel
truck,
drive.
all-wheel drive.
All-wheel
Max
drive.
torque is 354. Max horsepower is 394. 155
Ooh,
miles
is
an
it
hour
dual
is top.
clutch?
Yeah, it's
Excuse
dual
me.
clutch.
Max speed is
Oh, cool.
155.
I mean,
There's an
fuck.
optional 174.
So I'm looking up the stage 2 plus. All right, so this is from APR. Oh, this isn't E85 though. Where's the here we go. Oh no, this is wrong. Where is it at? Let me do this.
Oh, Chris, you
I'm
missed
trying
a
to-
spot. A little to the left.
815
Oh yeah.
plus. Where did
Audi of Rockland has a RS sedan at 67. But they have one just like I built it, but in blue for 63.
Here we go. Bro, okay, check. You guys can't see this, but this is APR tuning for the RS3. And according to Kyle earlier, and Kyle's like the Volkswagen guru of our group, right? It only needs
Right.
downpipes. It needs this tune and downpipes. On E85, 574 horsepower, 530 foot-pounds of torque.
Damn.
On stock turbo,
Damn.
stock transmission, stock fuel system,
But
downpipes and a tune.
you're also paying 65 grand for a car, and
That's luxury.
I mean the luxury, right? I mean you're gonna pay top dollar for that. Granted, its ceiling is amazing for limited dollars. For how much is that? $2,200?
The stage 2 is like closer to 3, I think.
Even three.
Mind you, the APR Plus tune that gets me and my S4 80 horsepower and I think 100 pounds of torque, that's warranted by Audi.
Damn.
That's important. That's important to note. Like, you can still take it to Audi. Like, if it blows your transmission, you can still take it to Audi and have them put a new transmission in it, which is ridiculous. And that's like, that puts you at what, like 430 horsepower and almost 500 foot-pounds of torque?
Well, actually, yeah, that's about right. It's 349. Okay, and the stock numbers too. So the stock numbers from Audi are 349 with 369 pounds of torque, and the stock numbers from APR was like 380 horsepower with like 397 pounds of torque.
Yeah.
And listen, there's a lot of different reasons for that. There's dyno calibration, right? Dyno numbers are dangerous.
Also,
This is a good
They're loose.
conversation. This is a good like
They're
point to
loose.
hit on. Right. Do not look at a dyno in the grand spectrum of how your car compares to other vehicles. A dynamometer is a tool for measuring. All you should be doing is doing a dyno run at stock, and on the same dyno, doing a dyno run after mod, and looking at the percentage of gain, and using that number to understand how what you've done to your car has increased performance. Every dyno is calibrated differently. Every dyno is set up differently. Every brand of you can have two, like everybody calls the Mustang the Heartbreaker, right? Because it usually hits like 15 to 20% lower than a Dynajet or a Dynapack or whatever.
Yep.
But like a one Mustang to another Mustang, it's still going to be different, right? So it's dyno is like kind of a loose importance. The point is that for $2,200, Timmy gets a fuckload of power and torque, and he keeps his warranty. That's really what's important to know here.
Yeah, I hate you, Tim. I hate you.
Yeah. And I mean I think that's an important. It's kind of an important point, right?
That's what I'm drinking.
Yes. Those beers are so. What's up? Come closer, Chris. We can't hear you.
Is that number 1?
Technically, it's number 3.
No.
Actually.
Yeah, but
This
catch
is like
up.
number 5.
Catch up.
Okay, well, Alex, we all don't have livers of steel, so I don't have to tell you.
I mean, I'm done with number 4, so I mean, I couldn't go get number 5.
Yeah.
Waiting on you, bro. Waiting on
My
you.
wife just loves to scare the shit out of me when I'm not paying attention.
Whatever,
Tim
I'll
has to
go
work
get
tomorrow.
it.
Tim has to work tomorrow, so I don't want to challenge him too much.
You both have to work tomorrow, don't you?
No, it's just me. Fuck all 3 of these other guys. None of
Wait,
them
you,
work.
you work Monday through
Except
Saturday?
that-
No,
Oh,
I
you
have
Wednesdays off. You have Wednesdays off. That's right. You get pwned with split days off. That sucks.
Yeah, you're dealing with the Saturday crew, bro.
Except that kid is gonna have to sleep on the couch before he gets home.
But that's the point. That's a valid point.
Why do you have to sleep on the couch? Oh, because you're at Timmy's house. And you
I'm at
drank it.
Because he's a lightweight.
And you wasted.
I
You're a
can
big, you're a
attest
big
that
girl.
he is
You're a big
lightweight.
girl to not be able to handle your.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, that man could drink some tequila. I'm gonna tell you right now, shot for shot, that man could drink some freaking tequila
Hey, it's
and still
BYOB
walk
next
down the
week.
stairs.
It's BYOB next weekend, so you bring whatever makes you comfortable, BB. All right.
BB.
I'm buying the burgers. You're bringing the booze. That's all I'm saying.
Perfect.
Is your couch open or what?
What's up?
Is your couch open or what?
Is your couch
I got a
open?
guest bedroom.
Oh!
I got a guest bedroom. My wife goes, what?
Kid's like, can I make a reservation?
Did
Right?
you guys just hear Chris bitch out on drinking another beer?
Oh my god, what are you
I
drinking?
pulled up another beer for him, and he was like, no. What do you mean?
I also love the fact that Chris, how tall are you?
Huh?
How tall are you?
6'2".
Okay, so I'm 6. Right.
Yeah, he's big.
And
He's a
like
tall motherfucker.
I'm 6, like 210, and I just barely fit in that marrow. Does your hair hit the roof? Keep it real. Like, does your hair hit that? It does?
I'll get out of the shower this morning, and my hair will be like flat as soon as I get out of the car.
Huh?
Oh my god, bro.
We're just halfway bullshitting. Yeah.
No wonder you come into work, you're like
No,
this,
it's
trying to
all
like
good.
fluff
We're-
that shit up, bro.
Yeah, I'm
No,
all
we're
rubbing
still
it out.
recording, but it's like the tail end of nonsense.
Hey, this isn't nonsense. This is good
Yeah,
content.
yeah.
Good content.
Episode.
Yeah, no, this is the part of the. I don't know if you guys know this, but our retention drops precipitously after like the hour and 10-minute mark. So like nobody's gonna actually watch this.
That's a drunk point.
Yeah, no, they know. They can hear. They hear when we're on like this is like Johnny's wasted, and everybody knows it. It's fine.
Wasted.
Huh?
You're wasted.
I'm not wasted.
Dude, Tim last time, like there's a couple times where you were like
No, Chris was way worse.
Last episode,
Chris-
I was out.
No, he was done. All right, no, I'm totally cool to keep bullshitting in chat, but to that point, we should wrap the episode up because we're just
Yep,
evolving into
definitely.
nonsense. But I'm cool to chill in Discord after this. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. It was a little bit of a free form. It was a little sloppy. It was a little messy. We got to see some cool stuff. If you weren't watching and you're going to listen to this on Spotify or Apple, I apologize because half of this will not make sense at all. But we were trying to do something different. We were trying to go live for the people that are following us on Instagram at Red Match Podcast. We were also trying to just kind of see what you guys think. So please, you can find us on YouTube at Rev Match. You can find us on Instagram at Rev Match Podcast. Comment. Let us know what you guys want to see. Let us know what you guys want to hear. Let us know what kind of content you want. We are working on getting guests on the show, real people. You know, I got my buddy Zach with his 400 horsepower Teggy that he tracks. We have RX-7 guys that are looking to get on. We have our buddy Kyle with his super built GTI. We're gonna get some real regular dude, working man, blue collar builds on the show. We're trying to really grow that community. We want to really shine a light on the fact that you can be a regular guy and build a car and have it be something cool, and it doesn't need to be a McLaren, it doesn't need to be a Huracan, it doesn't need to be a $130,000 Evo 8. You can have fun and build your car on your own and have it something cool that people want to look at. So thanks again. You can find me at night.sti on Instagram. You guys hit him with the socials real quick.
Find me at Red Wheel STI. You could also find me at Vinny_525 on Instagram.
Thanks again for listening. Jonathan Stang, fucking Instagram. My only platform. Yeah, okay, thanks. Haha, laughing.
Timmy.
Timmy.
916. There's 3 Y's in Tim A, and that's the only one I use.
Cupcake, CUPCVKE_.
Which is not spelled correctly, but just let it happen.
Wait, just show him the license plate. Just show him the license plate. Yeah. That
Cupcake.
was an underscore at the end. There it is.
Underscore at the end,
Because he's a
everybody.
sweet person.
And that's a good color. It looks really good in the
Yeah,
camera.
you know, looking at camera looks good.
What's
Looks
that?
a lot better without the black stripe.
It looks so good. All right. Anyway,
right.
we'll continue this nonsense out in chat after the fact. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you guys'
y'all.
support.
100%.
And
Thanks,
you guys have a great night.